YouTube tends to be a pretty negative place. Spending time following the dramas of people like Ethan Klein and Keemstar seems like to me one of the most low vibration, unhealthy things you can do for yourself, and I'm sure many of you watching agree. There seems to be more channels on here posting videos about things that are overall negative and destructive than channels posting about stuff that is positive and beneficial. However, this is not the case for one of my favourite YouTubers, Hamish Patterson, aka The Illusion. If the name or the face is familiar to you, it's probably because Hamish went viral a couple years back when the YouTube algorithm started making his video bowl cut maintenance show up in tons of people's recommendations. In the video, Hamish maintains his bowl cut while Nine Inch Nails plays in the background and delivers a whole bunch of legendary quotes that gives us a look into Hamish's beautiful and peaceful mindset. When I found the video, I was intrigued by his channel to see what was really going on here, and I was pleasantly surprised. Hamish Patterson's content consists of these unedited videos of him speaking on different topics such as life, his sobriety, controlling anger, dealing with depression, anxiety, and more. There's wisdom in the man's words, and I got hooked on his videos pretty quickly. The Hamish Patterson you see today is a put together, wise, older California family man, skater dude type guy. But Hamish wasn't always like that. For Hamish to be this way it took a long time, and this is his story. Born in Boston in the late 60s, Hamish moved to the Santa Cruz Mountains as a child and then later down to Malibu at 16. Hamish fell in love with Malibu and quickly found out that this was the place for him. Later in life, Hamish pursued environmental chemistry in Northern Arizona University before dropping out to promote a science fiction novel he wrote with one of his friends. Hamish got involved in environmental activism shortly after moving to Portland, Oregon, and took a job working for Toshiba delivering copy machines, while also going to the mountains to protest logging and occasionally doing psychedelics. Hamish has discussed his past use of psychedelics before on his channel and talks about how he has never been a party tripper, and whenever he took these substances, he was doing so to try and discover things about himself and develop as a person. He took the whole process extremely seriously. One of my favourite stories of Hamish's crazy psychedelic adventures is from 1995, when he bought a $100 car named Winona off some random guy and drove it down to a Grateful Dead concert to sell his book in there. He ended up trading one of the copies of his book for 4 hits of Purple Heart acid, and then consumed it, started tripping balls, and then saw aliens dancing through the fence. A few years after leading this crazy life, Hamish decided to return to his hometown of Malibu, California. Hamish had had his battles with addictions his whole life, and as stated in the past, he returned to Malibu with $25 in his pocket. He struggled with alcoholism as a young man, and by his mid-30s, the man was living in his car and in empty mountain homes, getting drunk and high alone. On his channel, Hamish has talked about being an angry young man, feeling bitter and resentful about the current state of the world, something that motivated his self-destructive past behaviour, no doubt. Hamish, an angry bitter man at the time, used to refer to himself as Hiroshima Nagasaki to anyone who would ask him for his name, Hiroshima Nagasaki being in reference to the 2 cities in Japan that were devastated by atomic bombings in World War II. One night, when Hamish was getting his cigarettes and alcohol, he saw a car parked sideways in a small parking lot, and it made him angry. Absolutely hammered, Hamish, or should I say Hiroshima Nagasaki, approached the man leaning against the car, a big, buff, mean-looking ex-hockey player named Joe from Boston. Hamish stated that in the past he would pick fights with people while drunk just so they would knock him the fuck out. But upon berating him, Joe just stood there calmly and took it, and eventually Hamish, Hiroshima Nagasaki, settled down. Hamish has said that he doesn't recall the exact conversation, but asked Joe, a complete stranger to him at the time, for a lighter, and when Joe leaned forward towards him, he saw a flash in Joe's eyes. And then, perhaps from some sort of divine intervention, Hamish asked Joe if he was one of those sober guys. Joe replied, "Yeah man, what of it?" And Hamish told Joe that he needed help. Joe gave Hamish his card, but Hamish stated multiple times that he needed help right now. Joe told Hamish to finish his beers and call him in the morning. Hamish then threw his cigarettes and alcohol in a bin nearby and said that he didn't need them anymore. This led to Joe driving Hamish to a sober living facility, and so began Hamish's journey to become the Illusion. But this was not an easy task, and Hamish has recalled his days living in the sober living facility on his channel before, and talked about coming to the realization that he's wasting his life being bitter and resentful, that he would get more value out of his life making an effort to be of service to others and do some good. When realizing this, Hamish recalls laughing joyfully and screaming that he knew it was true. Hamish has also told a pretty funny, bittersweet story about hooking up with a woman he referred to as the hand grenade while getting sober, and has said his first moment of true emotional sobriety was when introduced to her boyfriend after they had done their little thing, and not reacting negatively and just letting go of the woman that he had fell in love with. Hamish has been sober since the 1st of January 2010, and Hamish's first upload to YouTube was in November of that year. In this video, Hamish seems like a much different man to the one we see today. He talks about how he has to live with his heart and ignore the destructive thoughts in his mind so he can live his life to the fullest. In the video, he says he is no longer bounded to anything earthly and wishes to ascend above and beyond. Hamish would keep uploading videos throughout the years, making videos about things he's passionate about and giving people advice on how to deal with problems in their lives. Hamish's positive outlook on life and gnarly California dude personality attracted an audience he refers to as the High Frequency Tribe. And to me, it's insane and really inspiring to see how over time Hamish has put his life back together and how much his life has gotten better. Fast forward to today and Hamish is happily married with children, and the man got himself to this position through self-improvement and hard work. That's what's up. Hamish Patterson, aka The Illusion, as he refers to himself, is a huge inspiration to me and so many others. His story is an absolutely beautiful one, and I just hope to see so many more like it. I want to thank Hamish if he somehow ends up seeing this, and I wish him nothing but the best on Spaceship Earth and beyond. And if you watching this are new to my channel and enjoyed this video, I would encourage you to subscribe because I got plenty more good stuff coming. This is Just Louis, signing off.